All right, so obviously in this video, I'm going to be talking specifically about 6 things that you can do right now, today, on how to optimize your your Instagram profile. And I'm going to grab my slides. And so if you bear with me for a second, I'm going to make sure that it's set up properly. Okay. From beginning, I'm going to move that over here. And then I'm going to share my screen. There we go. My notes out, make sure I know what the heck I'm saying here for you guys. All right, just want to, Lori or Tammy, if you would nod your head and let me know if you can see my PowerPoint. Awesome, thank you so much. Okay, so again, oh, and hold on, let me see. I have a checklist for you guys. Hold on, I'm going to grab this and so that you guys can have it and I don't forget to give it to you guys. I have a checklist that you can use after we get off, and it will, hold on, I can't do 2 things at once. It will give you a list of the things you need to do. So here it is here. Copy. Stop share. Chat. Here it is. And Dee will also post it with the replay. And again, you can follow along on the checklist, but you don't need to print it out right now. I'm going to go through a short PowerPoint and show you exactly what to do. And then you can use the checklist to make sure that your profile is optimized in the way that you want it to be. So here we go, guys. 6 steps to optimize your Instagram profile. And I want to remind you that there is a sales funnel that people go through when they're meeting you, when they're getting to know you, when they find out what you do, then they're trying to figure out what your products are, if it's right for them, is your business opportunity right for them, get their questions answered, get the information, get started, right? So you're going to use your profile always is used to attract people to you, to help them answer questions if they've known you for a while or they figured out what you do or they want to know more about what they do, and to help someone get started. That's all a profile can do. And that's a whole heck of a lot, right? So the very first piece of your profile that I want to talk about today is your bio. And the bio is all of the content between your name and the link, the one link that you're allowed to have on Instagram is that you're allowed one link on Instagram. So your bio is all of this information in here. And the information on your bio should clearly say what you do. So for example, on mine says 7-figure marketing coach, top 50 internet marketer. And you don't feel bad about being braggy on this. This is a place for you to be, all right, I'm going to step into myself and as my leadership. I'm going to step into my future woman that I'm in the process of becoming. I'm going to step into that. So be concise about what you do. You only have 150 characters to put in here. So one of the things that I would suggest that you do is, if you haven't done the juicy intro, how many of you have done the juicy intro training? How to answer the dreaded question, what do you do? That is you can just use that. That is one of the most valuable lessons you can go through here in Biz Academy for Women. Just being able to answer that question, what do you do? I help network marketers rank up, make more money, and build their businesses online. Right? There's just be able to answer that question. You can use that answer in everything you do, whether it's answering that question in real life, whether it's you're in the middle of a live or someone asks you what you do, or obviously in your Instagram bio. That is a super easy way to fill out your bio. We want someone that comes to this profile page to say, oh, I get what Tammy does. I'm interested in at least following her, right? I resonate. I don't know what you do, Tammy, but I'm going to make it up. Tammy is a woman who helps women in menopause shrink their belly fat. I just made that up. But if you're a woman in menopause and is looking to shrink your belly fat, and you come across Tammy and she says that, then you want those people to say, oh, this is my girl. I'm interested. At least hit the follow button. So that just, I use emojis. Again, you only have a couple of 150 characters. And also I recommend using a hashtag in there. And what do I mean by hashtag? Well, one of the things is one of the don'ts is don't use generic hashtags. So if you're in anti-aging, don't use hashtag anti-aging. Or if you're in weight loss, don't put hashtag lose weight without doing anything, or whatever it is, right? Because if you use a hashtag in your profile that is generic, more people might find it, but most people aren't going to find your profile that way. And then if they hit those hashtags, they're going to be taken where? Off your profile, right? So I'm going to recommend that you use your own hashtags. So if you don't have them, don't put a hashtag, but if hashtag your name or hashtag, I have clever marketers, for example. I tried to fit that in there. It didn't fit, so I took it out and I put Biz Academy for Women. But if you've got a community, or if you have a specific hashtag that you use for your what you do, etc., that might be someplace to use a hashtag in there. Make sense, guys? Awesome. And then the last line, I just want to underscore this, the last line of your profile, I have a reason for somebody to click on the link below. So I wrote join right now, membership in the Biz Academy for Women is open. So I put join the #1 membership for network marketers. I wanted to put women network marketers. It wouldn't fit. I just played around with it. So I got something succinct so that I had a reason for somebody to click the link below. Next, I think I got all of that. Oh, and just if you want some ideas for the link, it could be a specific sale you're having. It could be a link to your calendar, like click here and book on my calendar. It could be if you've got your sales funnel built, it could be click here to find out more. If you have a freebie, let's just say it's 15 ways to lose weight before the summer ends. It could be click here for the 15 ways to lose weight, right? So you have, just make sure that you're telling people what you want them to do. The second piece of your profile to optimize is your profile picture. And you might think this is pretty basic stuff, but I cannot tell you how many people's pictures, I can't see their faces, or they have a picture of their whole family all in that little teeny tiny little bubble. So the one thing that you want to make sure is, can someone clearly see your face? If you have brand elements and colors or feelings that you want people to feel, I know that for me, I want people to feel that they're seen and they're heard and that I've got them. I don't know if I actually portray that in this photograph. I also am a big believer in having fun. So this is a picture of me at a retreat. I was on a boat and I was having a blast, right? So, I just so happened to be wearing my brand colors, but you don't have to do that. Don't go out and get new photos because you don't have an exact photo with your brand, but brand colors, but just make sure that you're incorporating who you are, right? You want to be able to see your face clearly, have a nice close-up image. As a matter of fact, this one is borderline as far as a close-up. I probably should have made it even closer. And then you want to make sure you're well lit. Really well lit, because these are little tiny little bubbles on Instagram, and when you're making comments on other people's posts, etc., you want people to clearly see your face. So just make sure item number 2 is that your profile picture is a good testament of who you are and how you want people to feel, and that people can see you, because this is where rapport begins. The third piece, and this is the ninja one that I'm going to tell you about, but I screwed it up. Sorry. I can't show you it on my profile, but here's what it is. It's your name. Now, mine just says Carla Silver, but here's what you can do there. I copied this with a friend of mine, Natasha. So if you'll notice in hers, it says Natasha, video content coach, speaker, and educator. Video content coach, speaker, and educator. And I went to change mine to Carla Silver. I can't remember what I was I had something perfect, like a network marketing coach, but I changed it twice. I was on my phone and then I was on my desktop doing the same thing. And if you change it twice, you have to wait 14 days before you can change it again. So mine does not have anything there because I messed it up. But this is super ninja because this is searchable. So if somebody's searching for something and your niche is, let me just think of another, like, I keep thinking of collagen because I just got off a coaching client that's in Isogenics and a coaching client before that that's in Modere. Both are collagen companies. But if you're in a company that has targeted anti-aging NAD, right? NAD's big thing right now. You might want to put your name and in this area here, some very targeted thing about what you do. Make sense, guys? So this is, I never knew you could do this. I always thought it just had to be your name because on Facebook, it could only be your name. And this is searchable and people can find you. And it's also another reason for somebody to say, ooh, Margaret can definitely help me. I am going to at least follow her, or I'm going to find more information about her. The third piece is link in bio. This is the one place right now. Instagram is improving on that so that you can do it in stories if you're a creator, but really this is really the only and most primary place where you can put a link in Instagram. And if you guys know me, I am all about the links, right? I want my people to follow my links, whether it's to get on my email list or to buy or to get on my calendar or anything, right? I want people to follow my links. So one of the things that I want to urge you to do is that make sure you're leading people to a very specific page. Do not link to your homepage on your company website. That is a complete and total waste of time. Your prospect will get there, their brains will explode, they won't know what to do, and they will go away, right? They'll have no reason to even connect with you. Even if I was in the market for a television, for example, and I'm actually on Instagram looking at televisions. I don't know why I would do that, but just say I was looking for televisions and someone said, oh, go here to my Samsung website. I would go there, my head would explode because there would be 15,000 TVs to pick from. So don't do that. If you have a call to action and for a 10% discount coupon for your collagen, since collagen is in my brain right now, then link directly to that page. And then the other thing is just make sure if you're linking to a page, some of you blog, if you're linking to a page on your blog, make sure it's mobile optimized because almost everybody that's on Instagram is on their phone. And you want to make sure that the page that you linked it to looks good on mobile. Highlights. And this is something that is a lot of us underutilize this. I am definitely somebody that underutilizes highlights as well. But this is a great way for you to highlight stories or posts stories that you've created before that can detail some of the things about you that you want your prospect to know. So in my case, I love to travel. So I tend to put a lot of travel stories together in my Instagram, and then I just stick them in my travel highlight. But one of the things I want to say to you guys is think about all the things that your prospect needs to know about you or wants to know about you, right? They want to know obviously, what do you do? What are your products? Can you help them? But they also want to know about your character. They want to know about what your life is. They want to know what your morals are. They want to know what, maybe they've got questions. So you've got all kind, if you think about the highlights there as the, maybe what would be the top of your blog. If you had a blog, right? Maybe it's like, okay, so about me, like, here's where you can click in here and find out about me. Like, I have 15 kids, I work a job, whatever it is. I love going to church. What I read Bible and study in the morning. What is it about you? I love to knit. Whatever. I play the saxophone on Tuesday nights. What is it about you that makes you you, and etc. So they can just shift on through them, and they'll get a feel of how you are and what you're about. What you believe in and what your company is like, what your story is like. There's all kinds of little highlights that you can put together in there over time, and be super creative about what you have in there, so that somebody can find out everything just by clicking through your highlights that they need to know. And a great thing to put in there, does anyone know what I'm going to say? Oh, Chris, I'll address your question in a second. What would be the most powerful highlight? I'm going to be disappointed in my teaching if nobody gets this, because I just gave it away. Pow posts! Yes, because this is a great way for you to, like mine says, I think mine says love letters or something like that, but it can, you don't have to say testimonials, and you don't want to say pow posts, right? Because that's just an insider way of talking about how you can demonstrate that what you do works, that how you can help somebody works, and that there's no fear around getting started. So testimonials and pow posts. Chris asked about, I want to make sure, Chris, she said she also has a logo. Chris, were you asking about putting a logo in instead of your profile picture? In case, I'm just going to go ahead and answer that. My answer would be don't do it. Unless you work with a big company and you're representing Warner Brothers Pictures, I wouldn't do that, because people get started with who? People, they get started with people they know, like, and trust. And your logo says nothing about you other than a logo. And so a photograph of you, well lit, smiling, being a demonstration of who you are, is going to go way further than any logo in this case. Yes. Okay, Chris, thanks. And Lori, thank you for the question. All right. And let me just say what I probably said a couple of things here regarding highlights. Choose highlights that tell your prospect what you want them to know. Basically all the stuff that I just told you, like what do you do? Do POW posts, FAQ, what your services are if you're a service provider, about you, personal stuff. And I just want to say, guys, this is not something that I just got together in 2 hours. Like, my highlights are a work in progress, because again, I'm not spending a ton of time over on the gram. But just notice as you're putting your stories together, stories go into highlights. Like, oh, this is a POW post. I can save it into the POW post highlight. So what I would recommend that you do is just you can do this on Canva. You can do it anywhere. It's just make 3 or 4 different highlight covers. Like, one would be an about me, one would be love notes, one would be what I do, and maybe one would be I don't know, things I love. You can use it like a little Pinterest thing. And as you're posting stories, if you are posting stories, think, all right, good. This is a POW post story. I'm going to stick it in that. You're just going to file them down in highlights. That way you can accumulate that. They don't have to tell a story. They don't have to be all fancy pantsy. They can just, you just archive them right down into the highlights, so that when someone's checking you out, they have so much more content to look at on your profile, rather than just what you can see, what we've talked about so far. Elizabeth, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think that in this, when you have a story, in the button, the 3 buttons at the top, I think in there you can say add to highlight. I'm pretty sure. I haven't done it in the last few weeks, so I don't remember, but I know if you mess around in there, you can just find out. But stories are really fun, guys. If you're not doing stories on Facebook or Instagram, this is a fantastic way to go and sell. You can do anything you want in a story. Carla says, don't put all your stuff all over your profile, and don't, but definitely play around with selling. Our members of our mastermind, anytime they go and sell in their stories, they're selling products and they're grabbing business builders. So that's a place where you can be kind of a weirdo in yourself. And I mean, like the salesy weirdo part, and say, hey, I've got a deal happening this weekend, message me. And also, I love stories, just if I haven't said this before, because they are where are stories in both Facebook and Instagram? Shelly's got it. They are at the top. They're at the top. So top of the feed, top of mind. And that's not always the case, because sometimes I'm like, I can't even find my girlfriend's story. Like, I was looking for my friend Shamika's story the other day. I kind of saw it, and then my finger was too quick to click off somewhere else, and then I couldn't go back and find it. Like, I knew she was doing something in Greece. I'm like, oh man, and I couldn't find it. It was just too much. But you're at the top of the feed, top of mind, and that's exactly where you want to stay with your prospects. And I know I've said this before, but I'm going to mention this again. When you are commenting on, definitely comment on your prospect stories, because those comments go right into their messenger, and it has potentially started a conversation. Okay, and lastly, the last most important part of your profile is, of course, I said that, your grid. And I don't really want you guys to be all whacked out about your grid and having all of everything perfect and everything. I just ask yourself a couple questions. Does it look somewhat cohesive? I am not focused on perfection, being an Instagram whatever person. I just post stuff. I do have colors that I use. Obviously, you can see this pink is I wear a lot of pink. I got a pink face, got pink lips. I just got pink stuff. But does it look cohesive? And if some of you might be using a specific filter, don't mess around with it. Just keep using the same one over and over and over and over and over again. I don't use a specific filter. You can tell that I'm not interested in being, and I think Instagram has really, as a rule, loosened up as far as everybody of this idea of attaining perfection and being an Instagram influencer. Your prospects don't want to get started with an Instagram influencer, but you do want to have, you want to pay attention to your brand, right? Because you're building your brand, whether you're building it intentionally or not, right? So let's be intentional about it. If you don't have time to be intentional about it and you still need to post. It isn't that big of a deal, right? So these are basically the 6 things that you want to pay attention to. You want to pay attention to your grid. You want to pay attention to your highlights. You want to pay attention to the link that you have there. You want to pay attention to your profile, the bio. You want to pay attention to how your name is put together on the page, and you want to pay attention to your profile picture. Easy peasy. Any questions at all? We're done. Record time today. Any questions at all?
I have a quick question. Can you hear me, Carla?
Yes, I can.
I'm assuming that you should have a business page versus a personal one, right?
No, not necessarily. I'm still split on this, and I've been actually having a pseudo conversation with Mari Smith. She's like the queen of all social media. And what I want you to, I have a business page. I happen to like the analytics, but what happens for some people is when they switch to a business in Instagram, as their reach goes down. So they're messing around with a bunch of stuff over there right now. And they're also messing around with the feed. You have 3 different kinds of feeds that you can have right now. They're also, I noticed that I have an opportunity to sign up as a creator versus a business versus a person. And I don't have all the answers for that right now, because there's pluses and cons. I just would, if it's nice, I like to know the analytics, but I'm guessing my reach goes way down, and I'm not caring that much because I'm not active that much over there. Does that make sense? So I would watch, like, you can switch back and forth when you get to, I don't know how big your following is. When you get to a certain following size, you cannot switch back and forth. But what I'm looking for right now, and I'll have to get back to you guys on this, I'm looking at becoming a creator versus something else. And because the creator accounts can use links and can sell right in their stories and reels, I believe. So I don't have a full answer on that yet.
Okay.
I am cautious about all of it. I have not been given the opportunity on Facebook to sign up for a business profile. But when I do, I don't know if I'm going to hit that button either.
I just noticed when I switched to the business one that, you know, if I transfer it over to Facebook, it will go to my business one on Facebook, which I really don't use. So I have to do everything.
Your personal one won't go to, I don't think will go to your personal profile. I won't.
The Instagram personal will go to the Facebook personal.
It will?
Yeah, but if you switch it to Instagram business, it will go to Instagram Facebook business, which I don't use. So,
and that's probably going to change again too, because of Facebook's de-emphasizing of business pages and then giving you guys the opportunity to have a business profile, personal page.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Did that confuse everyone? Between profile, business profile, all that stuff. It's yeah, I can definitely do a Reels training for sure. Again, I'm not the best, but I do them. Maybe we'll have some professional come in and give you some Reels training, but I can definitely train on it. It's really just doing it. We've had some incredible success in our programs, and my friend Molly, I think her first reel has something like 400 million trillion views, and she's made like $39,000 from Facebook, because Facebook will pay you for your content at this point. So I think she got a $39,000 check in the one time Facebook paid someone else. All right, guys, I will definitely put those other trainings on the list of to-dos. So excited for everything that's happening here inside of BAW. It's been my honor and pleasure to be here with you today. We want to stay on time and be concise with our training so that you feel like you can revisit it if you need to. All right, guys, have a great day, and big love from me to you. Mwah. Ciao.